Hello there, I'm Dr. Ace and today we are diving into cancer prevention. In this video, I'm gonna give you some important medical advice that are indispensable for you to prevent yourself from ever having cancer. Stick around because at the end of this video, I will also reveal the top 20 cancer-fighting foods that are backed by solid science. These foods don't just lower your cancer risk, but also boost your health in powerful ways. Now imagine you're living your life as usual, feeling healthy, when suddenly a diagnosis turns everything upside down. It's a frightening thought that this could happen to any of us, but in this video I'm gonna give you the medical advice that you need to reduce significantly the chances of this ever happening to you. Stay with me, because the choices you make today can and will reshape your future health forever, and you don't want to miss them. Let's start with a story. Tom's story. You see, Tom was a hard-working guy and a family man, like many of us, but over the years, he developed some terrible habits that started to work against him. Tom was gaining some weight and he exercised rarely. He smoked a lot to relieve stress and enjoyed some nightly beers to relax. This particular beer habit he inherited from his father, because when he was younger, they used to always share some nightly beers together. And after his father passed away, Tom kept this tradition alive as a way of remembering him and honoring him in his memory. But this daily habit became a gateway to dependency, increasing his cancer risk. Tom's father had died of cancer, and Tom was worried that he might be heading down the same path. That's when he came to me, and we decided that it was time for a change. Together, we focused on small, impactful adjustments that built up his resilience against cancer. And these adjustments will also work for you and your family. So let's find out what are these adjustments. The first thing is, we tackled Tom's weight. Maintaining a healthy weight is one of the strongest defenses against cancer, as it can lower your risk of 13 different types of cancer. To make this process easy, we started with small, realistic changes, cutting out sugary drinks and prioritizing whole foods and encouraging consistent eating habits. Focus on filling up with nutrient-dense foods that satisfy and energize. Do not use processed foods like hamburgers or sausages or anything like that. That's just gonna harm you and increase your cancer risk. And here's a hint. Some of the foods that helped Tom manage his weight are on the list of top cancer-fighting foods that I will reveal at the end of the video, so stick around. These foods not only helped him shed pounds, but also strengthened his body against diseases. Now let's go to the second item. You need to run from cancer. Literally. To build on the momentum, we made exercise part of Tom's routine. Starting with 15 minutes walks, we gradually added more and more time and intensity as his stamina improved. Regular physical activity, even light exercise, is a powerful armor against cancer. And this is what you can do for yourself, okay? So here are some tips we can take from this portion. Choose enjoyable activities, whether it's walking, dancing, or sports. You need to enjoy the activity you're gonna do because you're gonna have to do it daily, or at least 2 to 3 times a week, okay? Make exercise a part of your day. It doesn't have to be intense. Try to not stand still for long periods of time if you work on the computer. Try to not stay focused on the same task for hours and hours every day without getting up, without exercising, without at least doing some stretches, okay? Number 3, don't invite cancer into your lungs. Next, we addressed Tom's occasional smoking habit. Rather than quitting all at once, which can lead to relapse, we focused on gradual reduction. This consistent step-by-step approach allowed Tom's body to start healing steadily and strengthening his defenses against cancer. Remember, consistency is key right here. It's better to reduce gradually and stay smoke-free than to quit abruptly and return to the old habits. Try to take one step at a time, and you can also add support systems like nicotine patches or even nicotine gum. And it doesn't even need to be nicotine gum. You can start using normal gum. Sometimes just the fact of having something on your mouth helps you reduce the usage of cigarettes. Number 4, alcohol is like debt. Less is always better. Tom's daily beer habit was next on our list. His father has also loved beer, and drinking it each evening felt like a way to stay connected. But with his father passing from cancer, Tom feared he might share his father's fate if he didn't change. We took a gradual approach here as well, slowly reducing his beer intake. Over time, Tom discovered healthier ways to honor his father's memory, and now he drinks less frequently, choosing non-alcoholic alternatives. When it comes to habits like this, remember, slow and steady wins the race. Here are some tips. Find non-alcoholic options you enjoy and start swapping them in gradually. Practice moderation with consistent, small, steady changes that will stack up and make a difference. Now let's change to another story. Let's talk about Maria's story. Maria, she used to eat a lot of red meat. She loved her red meat, okay? She rarely thought about the impact of eating this type of food long term. For Maria, red meat wasn't just food, it was comfort. Growing up, some of her happiest memories were of her family barbecues, where her parents would bring the whole family together for weekend gatherings. Those times felt carefree, filled with love and laughter, and the smell of barbecue was a staple in her memories. Now, as an adult working a demanding job and raising 2 kids on her own, Maria finds herself reaching for red meat as a way to reconnect with those comforting memories. She never enjoyed vegetables or salads as a kid, and that preference stuck with her into adulthood. So, whenever she felt stressed or anxious, a plate of red meat feels like the moment of relief and nostalgia that she was yearning for, helping her cope with the pressures of daily life. However, Maria needed to understand that this diet, heavy in red meat and low in vegetables, came with health risks that she couldn't ignore. When we spoke, we discussed the risks associated with compounds in red meat like carnitine. We also talked about how a lack of fiber could add to the risks and helped Maria realize that making only a few changes could make all of the difference, not only on herself, but also on her children too. She wanted to be there for them, to watch them grow up, and didn't want to risk her health by ignoring these dangers. So we focused on reducing her cancer risk. Here's how we did with her, and here is how you can do it for yourself. We start with a healthy diet. My main goal here was to introduce a more balanced diet into Maria's food intake, addressing the lack of fiber that comes with a red meat heavy diet. Diets low in fiber are linked to a higher cancer risk, particularly because they allow certain harmful compounds to linger in the digestive tract for longer. For example, red meat contains compounds like carnitine, which when metabolized by the gut bacteria can produce substances like thymol that will lead to inflammation in the intestinal wall and has been linked to an increase in cancer risk. Additionally, diets heavy in processed or red meats can also contain preservatives like nitrates or nitrites, which when broken down form carcinogenic compounds called NOx. Without enough fiber, these substances remain in contact with their gut lining for longer, increasing the cancer risk and increasing the risk of absorption of these compounds. By shifting to a more plant-based approach, we helped Maria introduce fiber-rich foods like legumes and vegetables. With her new fiber-rich diet, Maria's digestion became faster, reducing the time these harmful compounds remained in her intestines, and therefore significantly reducing her cancer risk. Inspired by the Mediterranean diet, we found delicious, colorful foods she could enjoy at every meal, making her diet as satisfying as it is protective. Maria soon found a new kind of comfort, one that supported both her health and her future. And many of these foods are amongst the top 20 cancer-fighting foods I'll share with you at the end. So stick around, okay, to figure out what helped Maria transform her plate. You don't need to stop eating meat, but you need to add into your diet also sources of fiber like legumes and vegetables. Number 6, protect yourself from the sun. With her new dietary habits underway, we also discussed Maria's lifestyle. She enjoyed spending time outdoors, but rarely thought about using sunscreens. Learning about the risks of skin cancer, she started using SPF 30 daily and wearing protective gear when outdoors, drastically reducing her skin cancer risk. Apply SPF 30 or higher sunscreen protection daily, regardless of the season, okay? Cover up with hats or sunglasses during peak sun hours. If you can combine both of them, it's even better, okay? Number 7, get screened. Early detection saves lives. One of the most significant changes for Maria was committing to regular checkups. She had always avoided the doctor, feeling she didn't have the time for it, but we talked about the importance of screenings. By staying on top of these, she could catch any early signs of cancer and take protective steps for her health. Most importantly, it meant that she could be there for her kids, healthy and present for many years to come. Here are some tips about the recommended screenings you need to take. Now, if you're a woman, you need to take mammograms. You need to begin about the age of 50 or earlier if you are at a higher risk, if you have a high risk on your family. There's also the pap smears. You start at 21. This is only for women, of course. And colonoscopies, this one is for both genders, begins at age 45 and is repeated every 10 years. Now let's focus only on men. On men, we have the prostate cancer risk. That's why you should discuss screening starting at the age of 50 for prostate cancer. There's also, on both genders, the lung cancer risk, and smokers should consider a scan at the age of 50. So if you're not a smoker, you don't have this high of a risk, so you don't need to screen for lung cancer, unless you have it running on your family. Now let's go into the big reveal, the 20 cancer-destroying foods backed by science. Now is the moment you've all been waiting for, the top 20 cancer-fighting foods that played a major role in both Tom and Maria's transformation. By incorporating these into their daily meals, they not only lowered their cancer risk, but also gained more energy, resilience, and a sense of control over their health. First, we start with berries, with antioxidants that protect your cells. Next, we have cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, contain compounds known to fight cancer. Next, we have fish, especially salmon with its omega-3s, which support heart health and cancer prevention. Now, there are also the nuts. Healthy fats that fight inflammation are very present in nuts, so you can eat it as much as you want. As long as you're not allergic, of course. There's also the legumes like beans and lentils. They offer fiber that helps prevent cancer too, mainly intestinal cancer in this case. There's also the dark chocolate. In moderation, it is a powerful antioxidant powerhouse. You cannot over-exaggerate on it because otherwise you're going to be eating too much sugar. We also have some grains like oatmeal that lower the colorectal cancer risk because of their high content of fiber. We also have leafy greens. Spinach and kale are full of cancer-fighting carotenoids. Garlic also contains allicin, known to stop cancer cell growth. We also have fermented foods, probiotics that improve the gut health and resilience. And even tomatoes. Lycopene reduces prostate cancer risk, and it's very present in tomatoes. Carrots are also very important. They have a lot of beta-carotene, which helps prevent various types of cancer. Green tea is also amazing. It has antioxidants for cellular protection. Turmeric has curcumin, which is a potent anti-inflammatory agent. Flax seeds are rich in omega-3s and fiber. Blueberries are full of vitamin C and cancer-fighting compounds. Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols that help reduce cancer risk. Chili peppers have capsaicin that may help destroy cancer cells. Grapes are rich in resveratrol, which is a powerful antioxidant and anti-aging compound that helps prevent cancer. Sweet potatoes are loaded with vitamins and cancer-fighting minerals. Now, incorporating these foods into your daily routine isn't just about cancer prevention, it's a step towards a healthier and stronger you, improving your resilience, your energy, and overall your well-being. Here's the conclusion. Remember that every choice you make matters, from what you eat to how you live. Small, consistent changes create lasting health benefits. Start with just one item from today's list and build from there. And if you are not already subscribed, remember to subscribe for science-based tips that can transform your health, and consider sharing this video with your family and friends. And a reminder here, while these foods and habits are powerful, they are most effective alongside medical treatments. Stay proactive, stay healthy, and keep building a better you. Dr. Ace signing off. Bye-bye.